Yeah. Hello, teacher.
Hello, sir. Happy Friday. I hope you feel happy too. How are you doing today?
Today?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was just working.
Oh, and you're
Like,
going to work again on the weekend, right?
yeah, uh, actually, I have a plan to work a weekend, but I think my wife object about that
She
because,
did.
yeah, because if I, if I go to work, even if it's a weekend, she would be she would have to take care of kids alone, so she was object go go to work weekend. But I do to work remain I supposed to remain to work and next 2 week my new project is started or to be
Oh,
started.
wow.
Yes, so our the product will our how to say released.
Your new product will be released.
Yeah, released to the developers.
Yes.
So we should develop based on the new product.
I see.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
scheduled next Wednesday. So I prepared some prepare about it.
right. You have to prepare for that. But your wife objects. So your wife doesn't want you to work on the weekend. So what are you going to do? What did you tell her?
um, if I have a time to go to work, I can go to work. But if I have no chance, I have to take care of my children with her.
Oh.
So I cannot yeah, I cannot be sure whether I can
Ah.
go or not. That's the situation. So irony. So I suppose working, but the person in the morning is taking care of children.
Oh, all right. That's true. So your wife needs help in taking care of your children. So that's why she objects or she doesn't want you to go to work because you have to help her take care of the children.
Yes, correct. So
Ah.
tomorrow I have a plan to go to movie theater with my son alone.
What are you planning to watch?
I want to watch Toy Story 4.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I love the Disney animations. So before
Mm-mm.
I I took my son to watch a movie. When I to went to watch a movie with my
Mm-mm.
son. That movie usually the Korean kids movie, such as Bororo, or
Ah,
some
yes, the blue penguin.
yeah, or penguins. That's very famous. People said the kids president.
Right?
Yeah, but it's not fun to adults.
It isn't. Mm-mm.
Yes,
Agree.
at the time, many parents come with their kids,
Mm-mm.
usually sleep or
In at
or
the cinema.
doing other things at the cinema. Even though the cinema is running or it's during the highlight or some action scenes.
Yes.
But tomorrow, I tried to watching movie the Disney movie in English with the
Mm-mm.
script, not Korean.
With English subtitles.
Yeah, English and Korean subtitle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I I try to watching with my son because my son is not read the Korean subtitle and she's not good at listening English. But
Ah,
but these days my son is studying English in the kindergarten, so she just can he can just heard a simple word
mm-mm.
such as washing hands or and simple sentences. So next tomorrow is a kind of examination of my son's listening skill.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's true. So, tomorrow you will know how good he is at listening English words or English movies, and then, well, I think it's gonna be fun because the animation or Disney animation is really wonderful, as you have said. So, Sir
Yeah.
Logan, I
I,
would like to know. What was the last Disney movie you have watched and what is it all about?
와. 어, 뭐 봤지? Yes, the last one is I think Moana.
Moana, okay.
Yeah, Moana or uh, but I sometimes I watch the previous Disney animations repeatedly. Some
Yes.
yeah, sometimes if my daughter likes the as you know Elsa in the Frozen.
Yes, right.
Yeah, every girl likes the Elsa, only Elsa. So at the time we are watching the Frozen even though we already watched that. So
Yes, that's right.
yeah, so sometimes I really love the Toy Story series. Really love that. So I watched the one, two, three repeatedly with my son. So I really looking forward to watching the Toy Story 4.
Ah, okay. So you said you watch Disney animation repeatedly or over and over.
Yes, over and over.
Mm-hmm. Um, and then you said you watch Toy Story series over and over. So if you could give your favorite Toy Story movie or the Toy Story part, which Toy Story movie is the best for you?
Yes. From now, uh, uh, until now, the Toy
Mm-mm.
Story 3 is the best to me
Oh.
because as you know, Toy Story is the main topic is the saying goodbye with the toy and the main character
That's
because
right.
main character became adult as a
Exactly.
yeah as a university student and she goes to the dormitory. So she
Mm-hmm.
said so he gave the his toys that he loves before to
Mm-mm.
other kids who also love the toys. I think that scene is the very impressed to me because when I know the Toy Story series, I was also adult.
All right.
Yeah, so it's very impressed to me still.
Yes.
So
Do you
that's the
still?
life. Yeah, I think that's a kind of life. Kids
Ah.
grown up and became an adult, and she had to say goodbye to the toys. It's very
Ah.
yeah, it's very moves me. It moves me.
Exactly. As you have said, it is the life. Many people or many of us, when we grow up and uh when we don't play with our toys anymore, sometimes we put them away, we put them in a box, or
Mm.
we just give them away. We give them to other people. Personally, sir, what did you do with your toys when you don't want to play with them anymore? Or what did you do with your toys when you were old, when you were mature, when you were old enough to go to not play with them? So what did you do with your toys?
Yeah, actually I cannot remember that because my old toys were already gone.
Yes.
Yeah, I think when I was young as a kid, I maybe many people is the same. So we think I thought it is not precious, just it's not funny, but it's just not useful to me. But nowadays, I think about the toys. So even though I was already big adult and I have two children, I sometimes I bought some toys for me, such for example, about 2 or 3 years ago,
Mm-mm.
when my son started to play with the Lego
Mm-mm.
blocks, it makes me remember my uh, childhood.
Oh.
So I really enjoy the uh, assemble the Lego blocks.
Mm-mm.
Yes, instead of
Oh.
my son. So I think,
Did you
yeah, I think it's my toy.
so did you buy your own set of Lego blocks, or did you buy your own Lego blocks after that?
Uh, Actually, I cannot, but I think it's I share my the Lego blocks. It's sons and mine.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I played with the Lego block as such a as like it's mine.
Yeah, that's right. I play with Lego blocks as if they are mine.
Yeah, as if they are mine. And
Very good.
yeah, I can became the childhood. I think so.
The
Because
childhood.
when I was young, I couldn't play with the Lego blocks because it's expensive. My parents didn't to buy that to me.
That's right.
Yeah, so I went to friends' home,
Mm-mm.
so I play with that. Who Friends who has many Lego blocks, I play with them. So yeah, it's a little bit sad and it's my memory.
Oh, that's right. So, what were your toys, sir? When you were young, what were your toys? And do you still remember your favorite toy?
Wow, sadly I cannot remember that. Wow, it's so sad. Did I have toys? Yeah, I have to ask. I'm supposed to ask to my parents. Mommy, did I have toys? Oh my, yeah. I was in school. I think I play with my computer game. Played with computer games. So.
You had computer games when you were young. You already had computer games when you were young.
Yes, yeah. I can remember that instead of playing with the toys.
Oh, you're already, how do you call this? Um, you are already very techy.
Oh, techie? What it means?
Yeah, so someone who is um someone who is into technology.
Uh, yes, at the time, the computer is not usual. It's
Ah,
already, oh my, 25 years ago. 20.
20 that's 25 years ago. Right, right, right. I
Yeah, at
agree.
the time, yeah, at the time the computer is not usual machine at the time. So at the time, I am very good. very good at computer systems, but
Ah,
now it's not. Now it's not special. Many people and many young people can use computer and smartphone.
that's right.
Yeah, smartphone is a computer that can call or send message.
Ah, you know what, sir? I can when we were young or when I was in high school, well, because the Philippines is a third world country, we started learning about the computer in 2000, 2000, around 2000. The- um During the start of the millennia, or when the during the start of the millennium
Mm,
around 2000, we started learning about the computer, and we did not know about the internet yet. So at school, we learned about using the keyboard, the computer, how to use the mouse. And do you remember
yeah.
the old mouse before, when there is a ball under the mouse instead of a laser
Mm,
or instead of a light? Do you remember that kind of mouse, sir? Like, for the mouse that we have now, we have a laser light,
yeah,
right?
for mouse, you know.
Yes, but
It,
yeah, before we had a
yeah,
ball,
so
that
the
there was a
balls
ball under.
inside. Yeah, so that. And well, and I was middle school and high school. There are no internet in the world. Just
Yes.
we call the PC communications using the telephone line. You know,
That's right,
we
with the wire, with the cable.
yeah, and call to the telephone company and connected with the some emulation with. So we just carry the piece little chatting in the time. It's very yeah, it's very fun. It's very fun. I met the friends in the PC communications at the
Yes,
time.
exactly. Right. So that was also the time. I also remember that time when I learned about the computer, and then I learned the internet from my friends, from my one female friend who uh who was who had experience the internet first. Like, it was she was the only one who had internet that time. So I learned how to use the internet from her. I learned how to use Yahoo Messenger from her.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very yeah late. It's later 2000, 2000. I was
Yes,
a
right.
university student. At, at the time, the internet is spreading, started spreading to
Yes,
the world.
internet. Right. Internet started spreading. Started booming. Like, more and more people
Oh yes, correct.
um are learning. More and more people are learning about the internet.
Yeah, I upload my homework to the internet of the university and some reports, and a few years later, I can learn some college class in internet like this.
Oh, you can. You already could when you were at the university?
Yes, so 2006 or 5, it's already, yeah, my university started the e-learning system.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
it's not, but at the time it's just the kind of the moving clips. The yeah,
Right.
just professor recording the class like like an offline class just on the camera. I can play
Yeah.
just that and
Oh, the old days. I remember those times. True, true. I agree. And when we were young, different we had different toys. We had different ways to enjoy the time. Now, many children are into their smartphones, or many
yes,
children are into the internet and checking their SNS accounts. But sir, when you were young, let's go back to the time when you started playing the computer or when you started using the computer, what did you do then?
Yeah, as I mentioned, to the peace communication and chatting with some friends who I don't know, who I didn't know uh his or her face. And,
You already did that?
yeah, chatting, internet, no, peace communication chatting.
Oh, when you started playing with your computer or when you started using your computer, you already knew how to use your computer for communication, video communication.
Yes, communication with the telephone line. It's
Oh.
19 from 1997 or 5, 7 or 8. At the time, I was a high school student. I started with the chatting, so I make a
Mm-mm.
friend at the online before the internet is appeared.
Oh,
At the
nice.
time, it's the most funny one to
It's
play.
the
Yeah,
exactly. It's the most enjoyable thing to do.
yeah, because um the student doesn't to play with toys.
Right.
Usually play with his friends,
Mm-mm.
talking about or some. Yeah, so it's a good tool to talk with friends. Chatting is a very useful tool at the time. So, but my parents really hate that because it makes the telephone fee higher.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, so I at night my parents fall to sleep. I start to the chatting with my friends. So
And
yeah, every end of the month, I was afraid about the telephone fee because my my parents aware that her son every night what his son is doing every night.
yes, right. Yes,
Yeah,
your parents knew what you're doing every night. You
yeah,
your
he get
parents
yeah, I had to bill of the telephone fee.
yes.
She always angry.
She's always angry.
Yeah. And
Right.
anyway, I send my grammar correction to you, and please check my grammar questions. That I answered your questions, and I was asking and please make my so Ryan about my introduction.
Yes, I did, sir. I received it, and um I will fix it. We will work it out together next week, and then today, sir,
Yeah, today.
actually, I was able to ask you several questions
Oh yes, thank you.
which have the same pattern as the OPIC question, and so far you know, your advantage is that you speak spontaneously and you speak based on your experience. That is very good.
Oh yes, I
Um,
know.
yeah, for some OPIC test takers, they think about the best answer to give, even though they don't, even though they did not experience their
Mm,
answer. So they give out the best answer that they can give. For example, can you told me or can you describe what your university looks like or where your university is located? And then other test takers would describe the typical classroom. They would just describe how a university classroom looks like. It's
mm.
not based on experience, it's just based on how they imagine it. So, in your case, it's much more sincere because you are answering from experience, which is very good.
Yeah, I was trying to answer based on my experience because I already know the graders check the tester use the same script or not. Yeah, you
Exactly.
know.
Yes. And
So I
that's
want to be a more natural.
very good. That's right. And that's actually one criticism that we receive as teachers because some students are saying maybe the teachers are teaching the same script over and over again and they are guiding the students to give the same script. So at some point or somehow we are blamed for it, or we are blamed for the how do you call that, the unnatural response of
Oh yes.
many test takers.
Yeah,
So
I really don't want that. So I want to answer based on my real experience, but because it's the reality and it's more natural than other genres script, you know.
that's right.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes, and I encourage you to do that, sir, because that is your strength.
Yeah,
Now,
it's my stretch, yeah.
yes, that's right. Now, as regards to your weakness, sir, you lack construction. So, um,
I know.
so the introduction and the explanation and your examples are located in different parts of your responses. So, follow the guide, Sir Logan. You have to introduce first, you have to give an example, and you have to give a reason. Another example, another example, and
Uh,
then another reason, and then go
and
back to your introduction.
yeah, it's a kind of conclusion, yeah, right?
Exactly,
Yeah, but
that's
it's so
right.
difficult, you know. It's why starting to answer is it's very all mixed up and I'm nervous. So I first of all I want to make my introduction naturally.
Mm-mm.
So
Yes, that's
um,
right.
and during weekend I make my introduction and I upload to the grammar correction the sentence of my. So please review my sentences.
Yes, sir, will do. I will visit your sentences, or I will respond to your message, and then I will also send another. Oh, okay. Before I let you go, sir, let me give you another sample question.
Oh yes, please. Yeah, I wait for that.
Okay, so this is about university life.
Another the working questions. There's no working questions because
Ah,
I
working
yeah if
question.
I yeah if I apply the survey about OP and because I am not student,
Mm-mm.
so
Ah,
yeah it's possibility yeah the working questions more usually given.
I see, I see. All right. Okay, so you are going to answer this one, sir. Okay, let me give you. Okay, what can you see outside your office window? What
Oh
can you see
yes.
outside your office window?
Oh yes, I think it's very sweet question to me.
All right, and then describe what it looks like in as much detail as you can. So, describe
Why is a clear
what.
OP question?
That's right. So in as much detail as you can. So what can you see outside your office window? Describe what it looks like in as much detail as you can.
Okay, I prepare to answer some about my introduction and these questions. Okay.
All right, sir. And then I will be, or we are going to talk about the message you sent me about family dinner on Monday.
Oh yeah, it's not urgent. Just give you at your free time.
Thank you, sir. All right. So for now, enjoy the rest of your night and have a great weekend with your son, Sir Logan.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.